Hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. March the 16th. It's a very special day today as we continue to celebrate and honor and all the things women during Women's History Month. I am Dr. Jayla Ray, your heart coach, your strategist, your encourager, and I am committed to your sustained pivot as you journey on purpose with divine alignment. Thank you for those that's been tuning in for this March challenge. We're on day 16, been going strong for 15 days straight. Welcome in. So grateful that you are here. Grace and peace, Ashley. Please feel free to share, invite, and when they come in, please tell me who you are and where you're tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? So today, the fact that I wanted to lift up for Women's History Month, and it's so funny. I'm going to tell you, this is so funny to me because I had got my little notes together, what I was going to highlight, because, I highlight different things every night and when it comes to facts and things of that nature. But I had chose the working woman to highlight tonight, to celebrate, to honor. Then I went on over to rough edges. I'll talk about that in a minute. And Bishop Dr. K.K. Middleton was over there talking about the working and don't eat and all the things. And yeah, we'll get in a little bit more of that. And I just thought that, okay, God, I hear you. Chose the right thing tonight. So let's move forward. I have a couple facts because more mothers work now than ever before. More mothers work now than ever before. Listen to these statistics. 71% of mothers in the U.S. with children under the age of 18 work outside of their home for pay. Around 40 years ago, fewer than 47% of mothers worked. Look at the growth. Look at the stark differences of 40 years ago to today. 40 years ago, 47% of women worked outside of their homes for pay. Today, 71% of women work outside of their house for pay. They have children under the age of 18. That means that what? More women are working more than ever before. The statistics are clear. Now, among married couples and families, listen to this, 2/3 of the mothers are employed, 67.3%, as are nearly 3/4 of unmarried mothers. So you see there's a difference just a little bit there of married and unmarried, which means single mothers and two-family homes. And lastly, there was a study done in 2011 about working moms feel better than stay-at-home moms. I thought this was interesting. The study said that mothers employed part-time reported better overall health and fewer symptoms of depression than stay-at-home moms. Why do you think that is? Women, we're celebrating women. Now we're talking about the working woman and celebrating the working woman. And we're looking at differences then of people working and stay-at-home moms. But it says that part-time mothers report in this study that they had less depression than stay-at-home moms. While there were no reported differences in general health or depressive symptoms between moms employed part-time and those who work full-time. I thought that was very, very interesting. Welcome in, Reverend Dr. Hope Sims Sutton. Thank you for joining. And happy Women's History Month. This is the our visionary of She Is Powerful Sisterhood who got us out here doing this March challenge. Hey, yes. So those are facts about the working woman. And I'm celebrating the working woman. And I do want to start by first honoring a woman that I know that's a hard-working woman. And her name is Hollie Hampton. For those that know, that is my niece. Her birthday is today. So I wanted to definitely shout her out. Happy birthday, Hollie. Love you much. But Hollie is a working woman. So I want to celebrate and honor her along with all working women. Listen, be it stay at home or out in the field working for pay, working in ministry, however you're doing it, women working. That's who we're honoring tonight. And Hollie's been working for years. Since I think 14 years old, she's been a worker, working and going to school and now working and raising her daughter. Hollie, I salute you for doing what you have to do as a single mother out here in these streets. And I hope that you have an amazing birthday. To all the other working women, do you. Find your lane, find your tick, find your niche, find what makes you happy and serve. I really, 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 really pray for all working women, because I hope that everybody, if you're not already moving in your divine collision, what I call a divine collision, I pray that you soon get there. Let me explain what a divine collision is when you're talking about career and working. It's where your passion, your purpose, your skill, your experience, your equipping, and all the things collide, and you start serving in a space where you could serve without pay. You're doing something to advance that stuff that you've been called to, that community or that group of people or that audience. And I pray that every woman who's out here doing what they do end up in their divine collision if you're not already there. So salute to all the working women out here in these streets. Now, all the women that's working, guess what? I know life be lifing, but we keep on pushing. We keep on pressing. And I tell you, the message tonight from Rough Edges with Bishop Dr. K.K. Middleton was all about the working and pushing and grinding, how we all got to get out here and do what we need to do. We can't sit around and wait on nobody to come save us. And women, I think we found that out a long time ago, because the women is out here trying to do it and do it right. Because guess what? There's some people out here doing, as he said, something strange for a little change. But I know many women here that ain't doing nothing strange for a little change. They're out here doing, hopefully, what they love to do. That you're moving in your divine collision, your divine path, your divine purpose. And if you're not there, don't give up, because we don't get there right away. It may take 2, 3, 4 jobs. It may take 5, 6 different experiences. It may take some good and some bad. But once you're there, you know you're there. And when I can tell you what I found out from being a whole grown working woman, so I'm going to move it to me. You know, I always going to tell you a little bit about me, right? So, you know, I am a whole grown woman out here in these streets, a whole grown businesswoman, and I'm a whole grown working woman. I works. I like to work. I don't mind working. Anybody that work with me know I will work. I am a working woman. But what I can also tell you is everything that I've done since I started working back at 14, 15 years old at a daycare while in high school, at Hardee's restaurant, and all the different things, hotels. I've had a lot of jobs, and all of them were not my divine collisions. But I had to do what I had to do until I could do what I wanted to do, what I have been called to do. So if you're on your journey, don't give up. And don't say, I'm not doing this because this is not what I want to do. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do until we can do what we want to do and what we've been called to do. So as you are moving to your divine collision, keep working, keep moving, keep doing what you do, and keep making a difference. And guess what? Show up to those places where you're serving every day, 100%, with positivity, with love, with a mindset where you're a proactive solutionist. Show up, because most often when you show up at these places that are not per se your divine collisions, and you're doing what you have been called to do and what you know to do, going above and beyond on these jobs where really you don't want to be, but you got to be, because you got to pay the rent, you got to feed the children, you got to get clothes, you got to pay the bills, you got student loan payment, you got all the things. Do it well. There's a scripture that say work as if you're working unto the Lord. That scripture carried me for so many years. And guess what? In some of my contracts and some of the things I do now, it still carries me, because some people be out here trying to play you. Hello, I'm just keeping it real. They do out here in these contract streets. They try to play you. But guess what? When you're doing work in your divine collision and you know what you're doing is advancing your community, or advancing the next woman, the next person, the next child, you continue to do what you do, even though they're trying to play you. So I'm saying, do what you do, even though they're trying to play you wherever you are. God will give you a way of escape. That's another scripture too. I don't know where all these scriptures are. They just coming up tonight, but that's another one. Just know that God will give you a way of escape. Just keep pressing with the right heart, with the right intentions, with the right motives, and watch God do what he do. Okay, working women. We's out here working. That's what we do. That's what we do. Some people at home, you still working. A stay-at-home mom is still, to me, a working mother. A stay-at-home mom is still working. They keeping that house clean. They're cooking. They're taking care of the children, getting them to school, doing car riding, doing extracurricular activities, taking care of the husband, and all the things. So if you're working in the house or out the house, do it with all your heart. Okay, working women, we working women. In the comments, if you're on here with me, but I'm a working woman. I'm a working woman. Grace and peace. Welcome in, Latasha. Welcome in, Dr. Lavetta. Welcome in, Director Latasha. Thank y'all so much for joining me on this evening as we're talking about and celebrating working women, which all of you that I just called your name, I know you work and work real hard. And work real hard and do amazing work. And guess what? Not only are most of these people on here doing full-time jobs, they got their other streams of income where they're using their creativity, they're serving in ministry, and they're doing all the things that they love to do in advancing people and women and children and men, all the spirits along the way as they still work full-time jobs. So get ready for your divine collision. As you're not there, it's coming, but keep pressing. Now, you know, I always sort of close this out with an empowering, encouraging quote. So my 2 quotes for the evening. My first one says, I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, that diminishes fear. Knowing what must be done does away with fear. Ooh, that's by Rosa Parks. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, when you have a made up mind, hey, welcome in, Prophet Chanel. When you have a made up mind, that diminishes fear. Think about your life for a minute, women, men, whoever's on here, coming on replay, on here live. I want you to think about this for a minute. When you and think about your life, your journey, your past experiences, and maybe something you're going through today. When you got a made up mind, do you have any fear? It's when we're vacillating. It's when we're indecisive. It's when we have doubt that we have with that fear can creep in. But when we got a made up mind, fear has no place. It diminishes the fear. It says knowing what must be done does away with fear. And as women, I know most of us are decision makers in our homes, on our jobs, at the boardroom tables, in ministries, wherever you're decision maker. So keep pressing forward, being decisive and not indecisive. Making up your mind, knowing where you're going so fear don't have a place to try to creep in. That was a quote by Rosa Parks. The last quote for tonight. Welcome in. Hey, Tessa. Welcome in. It says, be strong enough. Whew, be strong enough to stand alone. Woo, my. Be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. That's by Zayed K. Adelnor. I want to say that again, women, because sometimes we got issues in these spaces, right? Sometimes pride get in the way, right? Listen, be strong enough to stand alone, which means we got that power. A lot of women are very independent, very strong, and can't stand alone. However, that's not wisdom, because we have to be strong enough as well and smart enough to know when we need help. Look, in the chat, raise your hand if you don't mind asking for help. Raise your hand if you don't mind asking for help. And if you can't raise your hand, you need to go back and do some assessing and some reflecting, because this quote clearly says we got to be smart enough to know when we need to ask for help, when we need help, and brave enough to ask for it. Some people have an issue with that pride, worrying about what somebody else is going to say, wondering how they're going to respond. If they're going to say no, listen here, ladies, listen here, women, and even the men. We got to be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when we need help, and brave enough to ask for it. So as you leave this broadcast tonight, or if you're coming on replay, listen here. Shift that mindset. Shift that mindset. Have a made-up mind so that fear can't creep in. That's from the first quote, because fear will have to be gone once we know where we're going, because fear can't be there. We are stronger when we know which way we're moving. Be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. As you leave on tonight, I would like for you in the comment, if you are here, to put, I am brave enough to ask for what I need. I'm decreeing and declaring to say that I am brave enough to ask for what I need. Y'all don't even understand what I'm saying for me today. I've had a conversation today with several people because of a need, because of my husband's situation, because bringing him home from hospice, we have to get private care in the home for him. Then insurance don't pay for it. And I've had several conversations and my pride has started to try to come up. But guess what? This quote helped me tonight. So I hope it helped you. I am brave enough to ask for what I need. Hey, keep that in your shana, okay? You never know when you're going to need it. I am brave enough to ask for what I need. Women, let's move in that vein because we always want to carry everything. We're always so independent and strong. And yes, we are that woman. We are those women. However, this quote tells us that we got to be smart enough to know when we need it and brave enough to ask. So thank you so much for joining in and chatting it up with me for day 16 of the She is Powerful March Challenge. Love each of you. God bless you. Your divine collision is coming. And we're going to be brave to do what we need to do. And we're going to shift our mindset so that we can have sound decisions to move forward so fear can't set in. God bless you and be strong, brave, and loving. And celebrate the women for the rest of the month that's in your life. And celebrate yourself. Bye-bye. Love you.